This is the set text for Prose Latin literature for the 28 and 27 exam series. The first text for prose is Noctes Atticae 5.14, and this is the introduction from line 4 to 7. Androclus and the Lion is a fable, which is a story with a moral meaning that often uses animals to represent healings and themes and mythical ideas. In this case, we have a man called Androclus and a lion. The text starts by describing who is narrating the story, a man called Apion. And Gellius describes him as this Plistonices, which is a really interesting word. Now, often in translation, this is just written as Apion, who's called Plistonices, but there's a deep meaning. By calling him Plistonices, there's this connotation of being a winner, being a victor, and creates this field of hubris. First lines, you're learning that Apion is someone who's well-knowledged, well-versed, someone you should trust. And this theme of knowledge and trust continues all throughout the text. Later on, before he starts describing the scene of the arena and the meeting of the lion, he says, "Sed ipse sese in urbe Romi vidisse oculis suis condumat," that Apion confirmed this story with his own eyes when he was in the city of Rome. The sibilants of s, sed ipsum sese, and vidisse oculis carries out through the whole sentence. It makes the tone feel more lively, more lucid, and it hooks the reader in. Now, Apion, as being someone who's well-versed, is the whole point of this passage. We get several clues in context and detail, such as his books, and his knowledge of history. For your exam, you'll need to analyze both language and content. So it's important that you know not only what Gellius is saying, but also how he's saying it. An interesting note is that when Gellius describes Apion's book, he says non incelebres, meaning not unknown. Now, usually this would be seen as quite humble. He's not making too much out of himself. This is a rhetorical technique known as Litotes, and its purpose is to make someone seem humble even though they might realistically be bragging. It's like saying the president of a country isn't not rich. It appears almost ironic or sarcastic. Then we get onto the description of the arena. In the Circus Maximus, he says, "A very great hunting fight was being shown to the people. I was there when I happened to be in the city of Rome. There were many ferocious wild animals, beasts of huge sizes, and either the shape or faces of all was extraordinary." So in this last part, Gellius does lots of things with language, specifically his use of adjectives, exservientes, multitudines, excellentes, all serve to make the scene more lucid. They are all contributions to imagery. His use of superlatives, such as amplissimi, further creates an amplified effect. And by saying that the shape or fierceness of all was extraordinary, this use of hyperbole, this he's describing it with lots of excess. He's making it sound like something really, really big. Now that we've analysed the first few lines, it's important that we apply our knowledge. How does Gellius use language to engage the reader? Have a go at this question. Some useful points could be focusing on his language, specifically style, so hyperbatum, hyperbole, adjectives, his use of content, specifically his appeal to authority. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and be sure to check out the next part of Androclus and the Lion.